Good evening, Facebook, and welcome to Deep Conversations and Transformations. I started these conversations a few years ago, and I'm really excited to have Ellis Russell on tonight. The intention of these conversations is to inspire, hopefully, because the people that I bring on inspire me in so many ways. So Ellis last year invested in herself for the first time in personal development, and she joined myself and Jill on our course Unearth Your Power. Since doing Unearth Your Power in July, she's gone on to do Unearth Your Life, our other course. She's also trained to become a meditation teacher with Brett Moran, and she's about to start her mindful talent journey to become a coach. So I really hope that we're able to connect tonight. Hey, Melissa, welcome. And Ellis, if you're there, just ask to join me. And I'm really excited to bring her on. So Ellis, hopefully you're there. Let me just see if I can find you. How's everyone doing? If anyone's got any questions for Ellis, then please just comment below. Yeah, any questions for Ellis? Here we go, she's connecting. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, are we connected?
We're connected, we're here, we're live. Is the sound okay?
Yeah, it's fine, doll.
Yeah, it's not as good as Instagram sound. It's a bit weird.
And you can go sideways on Insta as well, can't you?
Yeah, well, I was hoping to go sideways here, but it's not going to happen. So let's just go with what we've got. So Ellis, welcome. Sharing a little bit about your journey. And, you know, can you share with my audience who you are and what you're up to these days?
Yeah, sure. So, my name's Ellis. I'm 27, almost 28. I've got two babies, Jude, who's 6, and Melody, who's 3. She's just turned 3. And at the moment, I'm just trying to survive homeschool
Yes.
and just continue on my journey, really. And hopefully inspire some people and along the way maybe help some people who aren't feeling their best at the minute. So that's just really my intention, what I want to do.
Yeah, and in your bio, you shared that, you know, last July, you invested in yourself and you came on to Unearth Your Power, but it wasn't anything you'd ever done before, personal development. So
Mm-mm.
before you stepped into that journey, like how were you feeling? You know, lockdown was happening. What was going on in your life or internally for you?
Well, I definitely wasn't feeling amazing, that's for sure. I was never like depressed or going through stuff that I know loads of other people have went through. It's never been majorly like horrific for me. It was just always, I think, especially since becoming a mum
Mm.
and leaving like my job to become a full-time mum, it definitely kind of struck a chord where I was like just kind of living every day, doing the same things, and obviously loving my kids so much, but the more I was giving out to everyone else, the more I was kind of becoming disconnected from me.
Yeah.
Um, and I just always kind of felt like I wasn't living in truth and I wasn't serving a purpose. I knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I just always had a feeling that there was something more that I could give, but I wasn't quite sure how I could give that or what I had to do. Or and then I think as a mum especially, you start to doubt yourself and you start thinking, oh, if I invest time in myself and don't give it to my kids, does that make me a bad mum?
Mm.
So I was very much, I would say, disconnected from myself and didn't really have great boundaries in terms of, like, for myself. I would give a lot to other people, but not really give a lot to me.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I always knew that there was kind of something there that I had to find, really. So, but as I say, I was never ever um like majorly depressed or anything like that. It was just more a kind of inner knowing that there's more to life than this, and like I want to find it, basically.
Yeah. So what made you, you know, make the decision to sign up to this, you know, you found Jill and I on Instagram, we're raving about this new course we had. Like, what was it within you that was like, right, I'm going to do this? What happened? What was your journey of, like, because to never have invested before and then to spend, you know, over £100 on yourself in that way it's amazing that you've done that.
Well, that was crazy for me as well, Lynette, because I've shared this with you before. I didn't even know personal development was even a thing. And it was madness to me to think that, like, you paid to do a course, and it's that logic, like the logic part of your brain that's like, well, how can you do a course but like you don't get a certificate at the end? Like, that's what I was thinking at the time, because I'd never heard of this.
Yeah.
And the first LD, as I call it, because I hate using the fucking words, but the first lockdown, it just wasn't good for me at all. I was very much like stressed, and I mean, Jude was only 5 at the time, so really there wasn't much to stress about in terms of schoolwork, but I was stressing like that he wasn't wanting to do schoolwork. I was obviously affecting him big style, like not seeing his family and his friends and stuff, so he was acting up. Jamie was working from home. I was just kind of stuck like in the house with the kids, as everybody was in the same boat, but for me, it just caused me so much anxiety, like big style. And I shared this with you the other day. I was literally getting obsessed at like 5 o'clock every night when Boris came on. I'd be like, oh God, how many people's died today? Like, why do I need to know that? I don't need to know. And then it got to a point where I think I'd read something in the news or something about kids, and I was like, oh, that's it, I'm not taking them out in the garden anymore, that's it. Like, it was just not good for me, and I got into such an anxious headspace.
Oh, we've lost you. You've jammed. Oh no. Are you there? Sorry, Ellis's internet must have went. Oh, you're there. Somebody tried to call you.
No.
Oh. Are you there? The good old internet. You've jammed on a good picture though, my love. Usually I jam and I'm all over the place. Wonder if it's going to work. Welcome everyone that's joining us. I don't know what's happened to Ellis's camera. She's jammed. Wait there. I wonder if we'll have to start again. Hey everyone, thanks. Oh, she's gone. Wait, she might come back on. I'll stay on because we've got the first half of her interview, and I'd love to just keep that captured. Hey everyone, thank you for joining. We've got Ellis on tonight, just sharing about her transformation. Ellis, there you are. Bring you back on. Just, you're here, yes. Can we bring you back on? Do you want to ask to join? I don't know what happened to the internet there. Good old live, right? So there's, you try and join me, Ellis. It's not allowing me to add you for some reason. And if anyone's got any questions for Ellis, then please just comment below. Ellis, are you able to be added? This is so strange. It won't it won't allow me to add you. It's like it thinks you're here already. Just comment and maybe we will need to start again. A two-part series. Oh, can you not come on? Eek. Yeah, this is, Facebook is like temperamental, eh? All right, I'll oh wait there, I can add you now. Let me add. Here, you're coming back on. There we go. I don't know what happened.
Lynette, sorry, my shoddy internet. I was connected to the upstairs one and I've came downstairs and not joined the other one. My fault.
Internet.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
Wait, get to, you were saying, you know, the first lockdown was, you know, it brought some anxiety.
Oh yeah, it was terrible for me. Like, and I just got into such a a shit headspace and also a really shit routine as well.
Yeah.
So it was like I would get up so late and then not even mega late, but let's say like 9:30 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But by doing that and by getting up and the kids are already up running about daft and like then it's breakfast and you're rushing about mad as well, and then it was just it just wasn't good for me at all, and that was when I kind of thought like I've got a choice here. I can either really like invest this time wisely and invest in myself somehow, or I can just continue doing what I'm doing basically, which wasn't really where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And how did I discover you? I can't remember. Oh, do you know who it was? Amy, Social Mama,
Yes,
on Insta.
that's right.
I think was she doing a chat with Jill or something? Maybe
She,
I can't remember. And
she did.
then obviously through Jill, I found you. And initially, I think it was Jill I spoke to about the Unearth Your Power, and the early bird price had gone, and she was like, "Oh, it's £145," and I was like, "Oh, I'll maybe do it next time." You know, you come up with all the excuses as to why you can't do it. And then it was honestly like 2 minutes to midnight or something like that before the day before it started, and I was like, "I'm just going to do it."
So you made that decision, and then you came into the 21 days, you know, you showed up, and then what happened to you over that period of time? Like, how did you feel from beginning and then to the very end?
I just loved it so much. It was just such an eye opener. Just to see all the like that, and everyone's kind of the same, and everyone's going through the same stuff. And even like the meditations and things and the journaling. I'd always kind of not always been into meditation, but sometimes like if I couldn't get to sleep of a night, I would maybe put like a wee YouTube one on or something like
Yeah,
that. But seeing the difference that a consistent practice like every morning, the morning routine as well, like getting up before the kids is just unbelievable
game
what a
changer.
difference it makes to my day, honestly. Because I always say you're happy to see them when they come down or when they shout on you, you're actually happy to see them. Whereas when they're standing at the side of the bed waking you up, you're like, oh, geez, peace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But there was so, even in the first, do you know, I was reading my first journal earlier before I came on with you, and even in like day two, I had wrote in my journal like for the first time, and I can remember I actually felt present.
wow.
And I wrote that I was only sitting on the couch with Jude watching a film, but I felt like such gratitude to be able to sit and do that with him, and that he was safe and happy, and that I was safe and happy, and we were all healthy. And I'd never ever felt present ever.
Yeah,
My mind was always like on the next thing, or oh god, I need to do this, I need to do that. Or usually if he was like sitting content watching a movie or something, I'd go, right, I'll go scoot about and do something,
yeah,
because in my head I'm like, right, I'm at home with the kids, so I need to get all this stuff done.
that
And
fresh.
actually it's just to feed your own ego though, because it's like, I'm amazing, I can do everything, I don't need anyone, I can do everything for everybody. But really, like in that 21 days, I just felt as if like I found myself again, really.
That's amazing. And you've gone on then to train to become a meditation teacher, which you've
Hmm.
qualified now, haven't you?
Yeah, that finished in December.
And you've booked into Mindful Talent, so you're about to become a coach. So, you know, your transformation has been phenomenal, right? You stepped into this not knowing anything about personal development in
Mm-mm.
July, and since then you have transformed. Like now, like, do you feel like you've got purpose? Because you said before, you know, I felt like I was a little bit lost, didn't have that
Hmm.
purpose, that feeling. Like, what's going on for you now internally that you've done all this personal development so quickly? Like, what's going on for you?
I feel so like I'm living in purpose now, and I feel like I've always known that it was my like purpose to help people, but at the same time I was always very like logically thinking,
Yeah.
and I was always thinking, oh, I'd love to help people, but I want to pick my own hours. I don't want to work for, like a corporate. I don't want to work for someone, basically. And these two things have always been in my head, but never ever did it actually click to me until I met you guys and done the 21 days that like you could actually do both.
Yeah.
It's always, before I'd done the personal development, it was always like a very logical thinking for me. So, and I've shared this with you before, I used to confuse myself and think, oh God, I don't even know who I am, because one day I would want to be like, do eyelashes, the next day I would want to like work in a prison. Like, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
to me, that would be, oh, you don't even know who you are, like you need to sort your shit out. When actually it's like you can like all of these
You can have
things. You
all, you
can,
can do it all, right?
yeah, you can have it all. It doesn't need to be, oh, just because I like getting my lashes done, that means I need to go and do eyelashes now. But in my head, that's what I used to think, because I was so disconnected from actually who I was, that I was questioning everything. So when I met you guys, and obviously seeing what yous were doing, I was like, it, something literally clicked. And I remember exactly when it was on day 7 when we done the goals workshop.
Yeah.
And we were to write down like our 1 year goals, and I had wrote like, basically I just want to like help people, and I never want anyone to feel like they don't want to be here or that they're not worthy or anything like that. And then I also was like, but I want to like travel the world with the kids. I want to have total financial freedom to be able to help people and do whatever I want to do. And then it was like something clicked, and I was like, actually, you can have both. Like,
Yeah.
there are things out there that you can have both, you can do both. So for me at the moment, I just feel like so grateful that I'm finally living in purpose, and that I feel like I know myself again, and that I've connected with like so many amazing people through like the courses that I've done, and so many like-minded people as well that are really on the same journey as I am.
Yeah, and I think you just fully stepped into it, right? You invested in the 21 days, you invested in Unearth Your Life, you then invested in, becoming a meditation teacher, and now
Mm-hmm.
mindful talent, and you're being really outward focused, which I always believe when you're being outward focused, you just feel more fulfilled in life. Obviously you give to yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
but then you've got these tools and techniques. It's like you're actually then serving and helping other people, and it can help you feel so fulfilled.
100%. And as I say, there's always been something in me where I've been like, it's crazy to me how somebody can be so in their own head and like so consumed that they don't want to be here anymore. And I
Mm.
think especially like with my generation, like I know so many people and know of so many people who have taken their own life for whatever reason. And I just think like, maybe if they knew some of these tools and techniques, then they might not feel like that anymore. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a big drive for me, because I just, obviously I'm a mum as well, and a sister, and I just would hate, like there's so many mums and families that have lost people that should never have had to go through that. So I just, if I can help one person not leave their family, or not live their life and being depressed or not loving themselves, then that's all I want to do, really.
Yeah, I love it sounds like your mission there that I'm hearing, and it's so true, because if we can get these tools, techniques to people that are feeling that way, quite
Mm-hmm.
quickly, they can turn their life around, because
Definitely, Lynette.
it's right that nobody talks about at school, and really your family don't talk about. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
about that. There's this mean voice in your head that just makes you go
Yeah.
things, makes you think that you're not worthy. It's your negative beliefs. So I think it's awesome. So with that, like, have you got like a sort of plan for the next, say, 10 years, 5 years? Have you got goals that you're like, right, I'm going to smash that? Like, would you like to share any of that with us? Because I know it can be quite private sometimes.
No, I would definitely, obviously, would love to qualify as a life coach.
Oh, you love
first.
to.
So do that, definitely. I think at some point I definitely want to work like with schools as well, and maybe go around schools and either teaching teachers or teaching kids about mindfulness.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously my wee boy goes to school, so I'm definitely not against school, but I just think there's loads of things in school that could be a wee bit more inward focused rather than maths, literacy.
yeah,
And I do sometimes feel with like the school stuff, it can be quite, not intentionally, but it can be quite competitive. Like Jude will say stuff about how, oh, but I'm good at maths and I'm not in the top maths group. And I'm like, but it doesn't matter. But obviously in his head, he's thinking, she thinks I'm shite at maths.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
we
like
compared the whole time. You're in the.
comparing yourself.
I was in the second bottom group. I was always comparing. There was
But you do
no.
always remember, eh? You
Yeah,
always remember like at what level you were put
yeah,
into. And when his report card came out, I was chuckling, but it was like something like needed support in maths, right? Which is fine, he's 6. But I
sick.
just kind of thought to myself, who decided what level a 6-year-old should be at
Yeah,
maths? Do you know what I mean? I just kind of
aye,
thought to myself, like, who makes these rules up? And then I'm saying to Jamie, like his dad, I'm like, do you know what? See, as long as he loves himself and he's happy, he can go through the rest of his life not learning maths and he'll conquer and do whatever he wants to do. But
exactly.
see if just now we focus on, right, we need to get him some extra help at maths. I'm like, that's just going to make him believe that already that he's shit and he's not
Yeah,
even started yet.
I
So
know.
I definitely would love to kind of promote some form of like mindfulness in the school curriculum. I think is a defo must.
I love that. And I think they should scrap report cards because even now, right, when I think of report cards, I hope I've burnt mine, but they basically, the report card is kind of showing you where your mind has been at that time, right? And I remember my art teacher writing, she has difficulty in drawing in black ink, right? And when I got that, I thought, I'm shit at art. And it was my
Aye.
subject. And
Mhm.
then years later, I went on to read The Artist's Way, and I was like, that was a bullshit story he gave me, or that I accepted. And
Yeah,
then
but that's it with it.
it
It's
can have a
just
big impact.
basically giving you a label, and then if you take that on
Yeah.
until you recognise that it's a label or a story, it's kind of stuck with you.
Aye, I stopped drawing for years, and then I read a book,
Aye.
and then, wait a minute, that was a lot of nonsense that I listened to. And
But
then I
this
started
is it
going,
as well. Like for you, fair enough, he's an art teacher or she's got a qualification to say that they can teach art, but art is art. It's an opinion of what's good or not. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I just feel the same like with the wee one with maths. I'm like, well, who decided that at age 6 that's
six,
where
maybe
you should
more.
be?
Well,
Aye.
tell it to come round to my house, homeschooling. I'm like, hi Siri, what's the square root of?
Me too. And then I'm doing his maths with him in the homeschooling. He's a pure whiz, and I'm like that. We're doing what is it he's doing? More than, less than, and I'm like that. Looking at the teacher's notes to see what way the arrow's meant to go. I've not got a clue. I have not got a clue. And
And
I'm like, he's better than me.
he's better than you. Brilliant. You need
Aye,
to keep telling them that. You're better than me, son. So,
he
Ellis,
knows
like,
it.
so your mission then, it sounds like, is to really help a lot of people and to especially help school. Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Now, this is a big question, but like, what is your legacy going to be on this planet?
I would just want my legacy to be that I had made a positive change in a crazy fucking world, to be honest. That's
Yeah.
all.
Listen, we need as many people as possible to making, creating positive change in this world, especially at this time.
Oh,
Um,
100%
Melissa,
in it.
nodding away, girls. True, after doing Unearth Your Power and Unearth Your Life at the moment, decide now to leave uni on a primary teaching degree to do mindful talent. We will
No
make
way.
we will make much more positive change in meditation and coaching, teaching the stuff that really matters. Yes,
Oh
Melissa.
my God, Melissa, that's amazing. And I tell you this as well, I genuinely was going to go to uni and become a teacher. So
Yeah.
my wee girl was going to start nursery in January there. And I was like, obviously in the summer, I was like, right, I need to get my shit together, decide what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely going to go to uni and become a school teacher, not because I wanted to become a teacher, but because I thought, well, I'm good
School
with
holiday.
kids because I can hang about with my wains, and the hours work around the kids. That was it. Like, that was where my brain was at. It wasn't like because that was what I thought my purpose was. It was just, oh, well, I suppose that's a good job when you've got kids.
Yeah.
But
And
that's amazing, Melissa.
And can you imagine if you'd followed through with that? You have to go where the passion is, right? Because
100%.
when you're passionate, you come alive, the people that you serve going to benefit, like everyone can feel it. So I'm super excited that you said yes to Mindful Talent. You're going to absolutely love it.
I'm buzzing. I actually can't wait.
Buzzing. I've seen that everyone's graduating today, so it
I
must be
know.
exciting seeing that because you start very, very soon.
I know, I'm so buzzing, and it'll just fly in, Lynette.
Yeah, yes. And you know what? I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited to watch your journey going forward. You know, it's amazing to see you doing interviews on Instagram. Like, see, before you done the personal development, were you live on Instagram? Were you like live on
As
Facebook?
no way, never. I would never have, no chance, because I'd have just been like, I would have been scared. I'd have been thinking, oh God, everyone's going to be thinking that I'm a pure tit. Like, who do I think I am? Do you know what I mean? But no, I'd never have done that. No way.
There's the growth. I mean, your growth is massive. So what are you most grateful for in 2020?
I'm most grateful. I just feel like I've found myself again when
Yeah.
I thought I'd lost myself. I thought that all I could be good at was being a mum, really. And now I just feel like I can be a good mum, but I can be all these other things as well.
They are. What a message. And that's for anyone out there, right? We always think it has to be either or, like, oh, I can only be a good mum and I can't do other stuff. We can do anything we like, anything we desire. And I hope
So true.
the message has inspired you to just really look after yourself and know that your dreams and your hopes and your wishes can come true when you take action on them.
100%. And thank you so much, because honestly, if it wasn't for you and Jill pushing me and holding my hand along the way, I would never have done any of this stuff.
Oh, Ellis, thank you for tonight. And thank you to everyone for watching. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, have a great week. See you soon,
You
Ellis.
too.
Bye.
Bye.